What's up, YouTube? James Wedmore here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We just wrapped up recording a powerful piece of content that I can't wait to share with you here on the YouTube channel. After running a business for over 15 years, I can't tell you the amount of entrepreneurs I've seen that have all the vanity metrics, the followers, and even the marketer math, but when you look under the hood of their business, they're not lean, they're not profitable, and things simply aren't working. So I wanted to create two powerful distinctions for you that can help you be a lean, mean performance machine in your business. So without further ado, let's play that training for you right now.
You're listening to the Mind Your Business podcast. In today's episode, we're going to show you how to actually build a profitable online business.
So stay tuned.
Hi, I'm James Wedmore, and with 13 years online, I've built my business to over $9 million in sales per year. And this is the first non-business business podcast that shows you how to apply the principles of spirituality, energy, and mindset to create true and lasting success, all from the inside out. This is the Mind Your Business podcast.
Oh, hey, quick note before we get into it. If you're watching this live with us, please make sure to comment and interact with me and my team as you're going through the training. And if you're watching the replay of this, please make sure to leave a comment below with your biggest takeaway. What from this episode and training is going to have the most profound effect in your business? Leave a comment and remember to subscribe. All right, enjoy.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm James Wedmore.
And I'm Jilly Cedeno.
And welcome to the Mind Your Business podcast, the show where we help you think like a successful entrepreneur so you can experience being a successful entrepreneur. And this is a brand spanking new segment that we're doing here on the podcast called Down to Business.
That's right.
It needs like a jingle. Like, don't get down to business.
Sure.
This is a series on the invisible, slightly unsexy, and definitely undiscussed topics that really become the mechanisms and the factors that are absolutely 100% without a shadow of a doubt essential for you if you want to experience any actual true lasting business success. And that's what we want to talk about in this new series is what's under the hood. What is the goal? What is the function of your business? And you're going to see that there's kind of like two goals, but there is a primary goal, and that's money. Making and keeping money. This is what we call profit. And there's a lot of people, and that's fine if that's you, that sit there and want to poo-poo that and say it's not about making money, this isn't about money, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And we're going to help create a better distinction that doesn't invalidate that stance. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you this, you don't have to want money, need money, but your business needs it. There are certain things that if you had that money, you could use to fuel more growth, more of the things that you do want. And if you're trying to be this altruistic person and prove to the world, I don't care what they think, I don't care what anyone thinks, but I want to prove to everybody that I don't care about money, that's great. But how is that sacrificing the growth of your business, the health of your business? They could be fueling the mission that is the thing that you do care about. This is an innate, intimate relationship between transformation and transactions. And if you do one without the other, you're missing a vital piece. We're going to talk about a very powerful distinction that we're just going to call the partnership that creates or runs or manages the machine. There are two roles that most of you will be filling and you didn't realize it. Okay. The personal brand and the CEO. Now, what we call is the digital CEO. The personal brand, that's the face. That is the person that gets the exposure. They're the person on the spotlight. They're the person that is sharing the message, the content. They are the person changing lives. They're the person that you go, man, I really resonate with them. I love their teaching style. There's something about them. This is the emotional and magnetic aspect that you are drawn to when you look at other personal brands, okay? You see that with Elon Musk. And and that's really smart on what he's doing because he can go start another business, which you've seen him do, and then all of a sudden people follow him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I've been saying this for a long time. Your best asset is your relationship with your audience as a personal brand. And then there's another role that we call the digital CEO. This is the head honcho or head honcha that is focused on the vision of the company, the making money, and the profit. This is the person that is responsible for the health of the company, the growth of the company, making sure it works, the leadership of the company. This is two completely different roles. And if you can't see that yet, then that's part of the problem. I didn't say they have to be two different people. You can have one person in multiple roles, but they are two different roles, which means they're two different functions that exist. And if you've collapsed them and you're kind of just only doing one or you're ignored one, you're in big trouble. And this is where fixing our profit and money problems really starts. Well, it really is like a battle of the heart and the head.
Yeah, and you're a really good example of how well you kind of interchange the two. Don't get me wrong, like Serious James, CEO James, and personal brand James are both super fun and awesome. But like CEO James, for example, he deals with things like leading and mentoring the team, thinking about strategy, obsessing over data, saying no to things that could be quote unquote cool for the personal brand or build the personal brand, taking time with the team to brainstorm ideas, make tough decisions. But the personal brand James is more being managed by the team and what the team and business needs.
They manage me.
Yeah. So it's like doing the things like photo shoots, filming, Instagramming, being silly, goofing off, kind of like the morale stuff. But most importantly, creating the content that only you can create. But I love the distinction. It's like kind of like the personal brand is being the logo and the model. Versus like Nike, for example, it's like you're the logo and the saying and everything and the athlete versus the CEO that doesn't even like show up to the photo shoots.
Here's some more distinctions or examples in the distinctions. People get bored. Oh, I've taught this so many times. I'm so sick of teaching it. That's the personal brand.
Yeah.
And the CEO has the discipline that says, well, it's finally starting to take off and we've only scratched the surface of how far this can go. I don't care how bored you are. Your business is not here to entertain you. Do it again. What we're going to do real quick is to deepen the distinctions between the personal brand and the CEO and understanding that you have both of those roles in your business and we need a healthy version of each. An unhealthy personal brand, like in other words, someone in the personal brand role who is operating in an unhealthy way. And what I mean by unhealthy is ineffective. So the unhealthy personal brand is someone who's chasing vanity metrics. I hate this stuff. Like you guys, especially when you kind of come into my world, oh my goodness. Like so many people are like, if I just reach more people, if I just become more popular, then I'll make more money.
I just need the swipe up feature.
Right. That's what'll fix all my business problems. They're chasing popularity over profit. And I'm here to tell you, it's the booby prize. There are so many people that you have never heard of that have a fraction of the following that are kicking your butt when it comes to making money. There are so many people out there that you have no idea they exist in a niche in a world that you didn't even know is a niche or a world.
Without Instagram.
That I have like 1,000 followers on Instagram and they're making we just interviewed somebody that's at $1 million a year business and they have like 2,000 followers on Instagram. And you're just chasing that. That's the booby prize. The problem for me is when you're saying, I want to build a business. I want to generate more money. I want that money to be used to help people, to live my best life. And then you don't operate and function like a business owner. If you're chasing that as the end goal, it really is the booby prize. It's the siren leading you to certain business death. I don't get it. I'm on social media 10 hours a day. I answer every DM. I answer every comment and still I'm not making money. Now you are looking at the reason why. And this should be making a lot of sense to you guys, okay? Because you can't cash your likes and your followers. You can't pay your bills with engagement. Okay. Now, people make the argument and say, but James, they're building a relationship with you and a connection. And people need that connection relationship. That's why you'll see me sharing my life on social media. But Where's the piece that says, here's why you need to work? People aren't just going to give you money just because they have a connection with you. I really like this person. You really like your friends and family, but do you just fork over money to them? No. There has to be another piece, which is this person has the authority, the expertise, and the experience and the wisdom to solve a problem that I currently have. So we need the connection, 100%. But we need to be seen as you, as I'm talking to you, you need to be seen as the authority that can solve the problem that they have. And if your audience doesn't see you as that, they're not going to buy from you no matter how much of a connection they have with you. Let's now talk about the unhealthy CEO, okay? This is because people kind of put their own judgment labels like, oh, they're bad or that's greedy. No, it's about having a healthy personal brand and a healthy CEO that you step into. The unhealthy CEO would be someone that's like totally focused solely on money, profit, like a robot. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's no brand. The brand is in the way. There's no emotion. There's no special experience. There's no connection. There's no caring. It's just purely transactional.
Right.
That's why we created these two, because they come together and they create a beautiful blend and a compromise. The personal brand must focus on putting more people into the environment that causes change, growth, learning, transformation, and solutions, right? The CEO must focus on increasing those transactions while decreasing expenses that don't hinder other transactions. In the next episode, we are going to start looking at ways that expenses creep up and how we look at expenses differently and understanding that in a very simple effort of increasing profit margin. But I want to leave you today with a few of the biggest profit threats that you can start thinking about now before we move on to next week's episode. Here's the biggest profit threat. Most people are doing this. They throw money at the problems they don't want to face. Yep. Where are you already throwing money at stuff that you just don't want to deal with? Here, you figure it out. Here, you fix it. Okay? You're just creating another problem. Mm-hmm. And you didn't solve that original problem. Tell me how that works out for you, okay? Part of that, but I'm going to create it as a separate thing, is what we mentioned today, not looking at your numbers. We have 90-day goals. We have 90-day revenue-generating goals every 90 days. And we only today, this is a great tip, because we run the business that way, you don't have to run it that way, but if you're not making money in 90 days, if you don't have a plan to have money in your bank account in 90 days, then you're going to have a much bigger problem. If you're going 90 days with zero money, are you kidding me? You got into business yourself to work for free? Yeah. Like, what's the matter with you? So today we only check our P&Ls. We have a monthly P&L, but I had to refuse to look at it. We only look at them every 90 days. Why? Because usually the 2 out of those 3 months are expense-driven months as a ramp up. Paid ads, paying the people to build the things that are going to produce the revenue usually in the 3rd month. Another big profit expense. You want to start looking at the stuff that you are paying for that doesn't directly make you money when you're getting started. The safety expenses, the stuff that keeps you safe, like I need better branding. I need a better photo shoot. I need a $10,000. I've heard of people that just dropped all the money they had on a $10,000 website. Yeah. Like, websites don't make you money. What are you doing?
Especially a homepage or an About Me page.
Look at my About Me page. Yeah. Like, no, here's my money. Logos, overpriced freelancers that are promising you the world, because what we help, especially the mastermind level, is clean up a lot of people's businesses. Mm-hmm. And what a lot of people are doing is their whole business is dependent on a freelancer or the hopes and prayers of what a freelancer is offering. If you're outsourcing all that to some super overpriced freelancer that you can't afford with hopes and promises that they'll magically, build your business for you, you're in for a rude awakening. And so for us, we said as a business machine, as an organization, we need to know great copy. We need to know great messaging. We need to have great marketing. We need to have great sales processes, and they need to be within the organization. That way we can take that wherever we go. We have a lot more we want to cover with you, all about how to get down to business. And in the next episode, we're going to have a conversation around expenses, okay? And if I'm just going to say this, if you are resistant to this, if you're like, I don't know, and not excited, which I'll tell you, I'll share with you at some point the stats. in how many people listen to that episode,
Yeah.
and you'll see it's lower than the ones that are like, how to make more money today. And that just shows where most people are at, and one of the reasons why most people aren't successful. Notice if you're resistant to that. Notice if you don't want to listen to that, and recognize that if there is resistance at all, that's part of the problem. You're resistant to it talking about it in an episode. You're resistant to it in your business. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want to look at it. You don't want to face it. And that problem's going to get worse. So if you are resisting it, even just a smidge, you got to be here and listen to this episode because it's needed. All right. So thank you so much for listening. Jilly, any final words?
No, we're just excited for you to stay tuned and continue taking action every week in between episodes on what you've learned, and keep us posted.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you found it valuable for you and the growth of your business. Now I got a couple of things for you on what to do next. First, your next training video is right here on your screen. Second, I got more videos coming each and every week. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not already so you can get updated on our latest free content for you. And lastly, if you haven't already gotten started on building your email list, I've got a powerful online course for you entitled Your First 100 Leads. In this mini course, I'm going to walk you through step by step how I've been able to help hundreds of other entrepreneurs get started building their email list, an email list of potential buyers that are going to buy your stuff. And here's the best part, it's absolutely free. The link is in the description below this video, and you can get my latest training absolutely free. Click that link below that description and get started building your first 100 leads right now. Thanks so much.